Before the world awakens, before the sun touches your skin, there is a moment of stillness, and in that moment the universe listens more closely than ever. What if everything you've been seeking, peace, clarity, healing, abundance, could begin to shift with a single act, done in silence, just before sunrise? This isn't just a morning ritual. It's a key, a sacred portal handed down from ancient Hawaii and refined by a quiet man who never sought fame, but who healed a psychiatric ward without ever speaking to the patients. Dr. Ihaleakala Hew Len, he didn't teach power. He didn't preach control. He whispered 4 words, and he watched lives transform. Today, I'll guide you through the exact prayer he practiced, and I'll explain why this precise moment before the sun rises is the most powerful time to do it. You don't need to be religious. You don't need to understand it. You only need to listen and allow. So before the world demands your attention, before your phone lights up, before the coffee brews, close your eyes, place your hand over your heart, and just be here. Because when you listen to this before sunrise, something inside of you begins to remember, and your life will never be the same. To understand the power of this prayer, we must first understand the man who brought it to the world. His name was Dr. Ihaleakala Hew Len. He wasn't a guru. He wasn't a preacher. He was a quiet psychologist, working in one of the darkest places imaginable, the criminally insane ward of the Hawaii State Hospital. The patients there were violent, unreachable, heavily medicated. Even the staff were afraid. Many of them would quit within weeks. But Dr. Hew Len did something no one else had ever tried. He didn't sit with the patients. He didn't offer them therapy. Instead, he sat in his office alone, with their files, and one by one, he looked at each name, each face, each file, and he began to clean. "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." Over and over, quietly, not for them, but for himself. Because what he believed, what the ancient Hawaiian teachings told him, was this: everything I see outside of me is a reflection of something within me. Every patient, every act of violence, every trauma in the world around him was in some way connected to his inner world. And so he didn't try to fix them. He took 100% responsibility. He cleaned himself, and the result? Patients who had never spoken began to talk. Those who were shackled were eventually freed. The ward that once echoed with screams became quiet, peaceful. Over time, patients were discharged, until the ward itself was shut down, not because of new medication, not because of new staff, because of a practice that required nothing more than presence, honesty, and love. Dr. Hew Len learned this sacred version of Ho'oponopono from his teacher, Morrnah Simeona, a Hawaiian kahuna, or spiritual healer. She modernized the ancient practice into a form that could be used by anyone, anywhere, not as a conversation between people, but as a direct communion with the divine. In traditional Ho'oponopono, families would gather to resolve conflict. But Morrnah realized the greatest conflicts are within. She called her method self-identity through Ho'oponopono. It was no longer about fixing others. It was about cleaning memories, data stored in the subconscious mind. Memories we don't even know are there, but that shape our lives, our reactions, our pain, and our beliefs. Dr. Hew Len took her teaching and lived it, radically, quietly, completely. And through his story, this practice began to spread across the world. But here's the truth most people miss. Ho'oponopono is not about repeating words like a mantra to get a result. It's not a magic spell, it's an inner technology, a vibrational offering to the divine that says, I recognize this pain within me. I don't know how it got here, but I'm willing to take responsibility. I'm willing to clean. The words, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, are not linear. They are keys, frequencies, that unlock frozen memories and return them to zero, to the space of pure creation where anything is possible. This is what Dr. Hew Len practiced, and this is what you're about to experience for yourself. But there's one more thing you must understand. Why before sunrise? Because before sunrise, your mind is quiet. Your ego hasn't yet woken. The veil between the conscious and subconscious is thinner. This is the doorway. You are not just listening to a prayer. You are entering a field, a frequency. And when you listen from this place, you don't just hear the words. You allow them to cleanse you from the inside out. So now take a deep breath. Place both hands over your heart. And let's begin. There's a moment in the early hours just before the light returns when everything is still. The world hasn't stirred. The noise hasn't begun. And your thoughts are suspended somewhere between sleep and awareness. This is a sacred window. A space where the subconscious mind is wide open and the conscious mind has not yet closed its grip on reality. It's in this space that healing happens fastest. Not because the sun is magic, but because you are still soft enough to receive. Before sunrise, your brain is in a low alpha or even theta state. These are the same frequencies used in deep meditation, in hypnosis, in spiritual visions. It's a state where suggestion becomes transformation, where repetition becomes reprogramming. And this is where the Ho'oponopono prayer becomes a kind of spiritual surgery. You're not pushing. You're not demanding. You're simply allowing. When you speak the words, or even just listen to them, before the sun rises, you're delivering them straight into the fertile soil of your subconscious. You are planting new data of peace, data of forgiveness, data of love. It's not about effort. It's about presence. This is not affirmation. It's not positive thinking, it's purification. Most people live their lives from memory, reacting to old stories, wounds, fears, without even realizing they're doing it. Someone says something small, and you feel anger, rejection, fear. That reaction is not about the person. It's about a file, a memory stored deep inside your subconscious mind. And the more it's unacknowledged, the more power it has. But when you wake up just a little earlier, before your habits, your reactions, your to-do lists rush in, you have a unique opportunity. You can clean before the day begins. You can say, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." And you're not saying it to anyone. You're saying it to the divine, to the inner child, to your subconscious, to life itself. You're speaking directly to the data within you. The grief you don't understand, the beliefs you inherited, the pain you've been carrying for years, decades, lifetimes, all of it begins to soften, dissolve, and return to zero. And here's what's even more powerful. You don't need to feel it working. You don't need to believe in it fully. You only need to be willing. Willingness is enough. Willing to let go. Willing to release control. Willing to allow a deeper intelligence, the divine intelligence, to clean what you cannot see. Some mornings you may cry. Some mornings you may feel nothing at all. But the prayer works beyond logic, beyond sensation. Because Ho'oponopono is not about fixing. It's about restoring alignment. It's about returning you to your natural state, which is peace. And peace is not passive. Peace is powerful. It creates clarity, direction, and miracles. The greatest shifts happen not when you try to force change, but when you become a clear channel. And that clarity begins here, in the sacred moment before the sun. So you wake up, you breathe. You sit or lie down, you place your hand on your heart. And you simply allow these words to be whispered into the field of your life. You are not alone in this, Dr. Hew Len sat in his chair alone, repeating the prayer to the files of men who had committed horrific crimes. But he understood those men lived in his reality for a reason. So he took full responsibility. He didn't carry guilt, he carried willingness. And that's all you need now. You don't need to be a healer. You don't need to be spiritual. You only need to be willing to clean. As the sun begins to rise and light touches the edge of your room, you will notice something. Maybe not right away, but slowly, gently, your reactions begin to soften. Your energy begins to shift, your path begins to open, because each time you listen, each time you say the words, you are returning to the present, you are reclaiming your power. You are releasing the illusion that you must carry the weight of the world alone. So now, we enter the prayer itself. Not as something to repeat mindlessly, but as an invitation to let go, to return, to clean. Let's begin. Close your eyes now. Let everything drop. There's nothing to figure out, nothing to solve, nothing to control. Allow your breath to flow naturally. Not with force, not with intention, just breath, being breath. Feel the air entering your body, softly, gently, and feel it leaving, taking with it any tension, any story, any heaviness that doesn't belong. Now bring your attention to your chest. Feel the rise and fall. the rhythm of life moving through you. Place your hand on your heart. Let your hand become an anchor, a symbol of presence, a reminder that in this moment you are safe. You are supported, you are here, and now we speak the 4 sacred phrases, not as magic, not as command, but as offering, whispered into the space of silence, into the space of surrender, where the divine does the cleaning for you. Breathe in, I'm sorry. Breathe out, please forgive me. Breathe in, thank you. Breathe out, I love you. Let the words land. Let them move where they need to move. You don't need to know where the pain lives. You don't need to name the memory. You don't even need to understand what's being cleaned. Just trust that something ancient within you is listening and it remembers, let's go deeper now. Repeat with me in your heart, I'm sorry, for the part of me that attracted this, for the memories I carry that created this situation. Even if I don't know what they are, I'm willing to release. Please forgive me for holding on so long, for trying to control what is not mine to control, for forgetting who I truly am. Thank you for the opportunity to see this, to feel this, to heal this. Even if I don't yet know how, I love you. I love the part of me that is afraid. I love the part of me that still remembers the pain. I love the part of me that is ready to return to zero. Now pause. Feel your breath again. Feel the silence between the words. That silence is cleaning you. Every repetition is like a drop of water falling on a stone. Little by little, the stone dissolves. You're not pushing, you're allowing. And the divine does the rest. Now imagine. Every word you say releases a thread from your heart. A tangled thread that's been wrapped around something old. A wound, a story, a fear, a belief. And with each thread that falls away, you feel lighter. Keep repeating, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now bring someone to mind. Someone you're holding tension with. Maybe a family member, a partner, a friend, maybe even yourself. You don't need to think about what happened. Just feel the presence of that person in your heart. And now speak the prayer again, but this time directed toward the memory you share with them. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Let the memory be cleansed, not fixed, not erased, just returned to light, back to the source, back to love. Now breathe and repeat once more, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Let it echo. Let it vibrate through every cell of your being. You are not broken. You are not wrong. You are not too late. You are simply clearing the dust, removing the static, so that who you really are can emerge once again. Now imagine this prayer expanding from your heart, outward, cleaning not just your memories, but the collective memories we all share. The pain passed through generations, the violence, the betrayal, the shame, the fear of not being enough. It's not just your pain, it's humanity's pain. And as you say these words, you're not just cleaning for you, you're cleaning for everyone. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Let them become like a wave washing over the earth, over your family, your past, your future, cleansing, releasing, returning everything to zero. And now, let go of the words. Just sit in the vibration they've created. Feel what is left behind. It may be silence. It may be peace. It may be nothing at all. Whatever it is, it's perfect. Because this is not about a result. It's about returning to who you truly are. And who you are is whole. Who you are is light. Who you are is love. Let's sit in silence for a moment longer. No words, just breath. Just being just this, and now, very gently, return to your breath. Feel the air once again moving in and out. Feel the space around your body, the weight of your hands, the ground beneath you. And when you're ready, open your eyes, or remain with them closed, if that feels better. You've just returned to zero. You've just remembered what it means to be free, not because of effort, not because of willpower, but because you allowed. This is the gift of Ho'oponopono. And it's available to you every single morning before the sun rises. What you just experienced is not just a spiritual moment. It is a neurological reset, a vibrational recalibration, a return to what Hawaiian wisdom calls zero. Zero is the space where creation begins. It is the point before memory, before pain, before programming. Every time you listen to this prayer, especially before sunrise, You are reprogramming your subconscious not by adding new affirmations, but by erasing what no longer serves you. Most of us live our entire lives on autopilot, reacting not to the present, but to the past. Not to reality, but to memory. Old memories form beliefs. Beliefs shape perception. Perception becomes emotion, and emotion becomes behavior. But what if you could interrupt that cycle, right at the root? What if you could clear the memory before it triggered the emotion? Before the behavior ever showed up? That's what Ho'oponopono does. It cleans at the root, where words can't reach, where therapy can't always go, where logic has no access. It bypasses the conscious mind and speaks directly to the divine within you. You don't need to understand the mechanism. You only need to participate in the process. By saying, "I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you." You are handing over the tangled cords to something greater than yourself. You are trusting that the same power that breathes you can also cleanse you. And here's what's important. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to say it with conviction every time. Some days it will feel hollow. Other days it will crack you wide open. All of it is part of the process. Because it's not about how you feel. It's about your willingness to let go. That willingness is the doorway. The more you practice before sunrise, the more you will begin to notice subtle shifts. You'll become less reactive. You'll start to feel lighter emotionally and even physically. Opportunities will begin to appear. Old relationships will either heal or fall away. Synchronicities will multiply, because when your field is clean, you stop attracting from pain. You begin to attract from peace, and peace is magnetic. Peace is the frequency of alignment. It doesn't chase, it draws in. It makes space. This is what Dr. Hew Len understood. He didn't need to fix the world. He needed only to clean himself. And as he cleaned, the world around him changed. You can do the same. You don't need a hospital ward. You don't need patient files. You have your own life, your own stories, your own memories. And that is enough. Every challenge in your life is an opportunity to clean. Every fear is a memory ready to be released. Every painful pattern is a gift waiting to be returned to zero. All it takes is repetition. Repetition in presence. Repetition with humility. Repetition before the world rushes in. So let this become your daily return. Before sunrise, before you touch your phone, before you speak to anyone, place your hand on your heart and whisper the words, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you." You don't need to understand. You don't need to analyze. You only need to allow, and life will begin to shift. Not because you forced it, but because you surrendered to what has always been true, that underneath all fear, all anger, all grief is a pure, radiant light, and that light is you now go into your day with peace, not because everything is perfect, but because you are clean, and from this place, anything is possible.